BYDFi is a crypto exchange on desktop and mobile where you can spot trade, futures trade, use leverage tokens, and copy the trades of top traders. If you sign up with the link in the description, you get a free $100 when you deposit $100. There's hundreds of crypto available on their spot exchange, as well as a free test account so you can practice futures trading without getting wrecked. BYDFi. Hello everybody, welcome back. We're going to have a little look at Bitcoin SP. Because no one's going to watch this video, but I like to make this this video just as an example of, sometimes it's worth buying and holding some of these old dinosaur coins, right? Especially the ones that don't trade very high, but still, as far as I can see, worthy of a hodl, right? So we're trading now below $40, and I think there's a little further down to go, right? Oh, excuse me. There's a halving event for a lot of these old dinosaur coins. We're talking Litecoin is probably days away, if not it's already happened. So that's real soon. You've got Bitcoin SV, Bitcoin Cash. They both got halvings around the same time as Bitcoin, so about just less than a year away. So with that in mind, you normally expect some kind of rally into that. Litecoin hasn't really. I mean, it sort of has. It hasn't really. Bitcoin SV and Bitcoin Cash both did this a pretty significant rally. And on the Patreon, I was listing a few of the coins begrudgingly of, because I don't really like to do it, of the things that I was buying and holding, smaller amounts, modestly small, amounts of we can call them like rubbish coins. I don't really like swearing on my normal channel. I swear like a trooper on the Patreon, but yeah, and this was one of them, and it wasn't because the setup at the time was anything amazing. It did double in price from me saying that I was buying it down in the 20s, and since then it's been consolidating. So like I say, you've got that theory of the halving. The halving has always been a thing for Bitcoin, and it proved to be pretty valuable in the previous bull run for Litecoin and Bitcoin Cash and Bitcoin SV to an extent, but Bitcoin Cash and Litecoin both rallied significantly at the beginning of the last bull run because their halvings were first. So the same deal's going on with Litecoin at the moment. So let's apply a little bit of a TA over to what's going on now if anybody ever wanted to buy some of this. And remember, this isn't particularly to do with a trade, for instance, although there is a trade, I suppose, materializing in front of our face. It's more of a buy and hold really for, maybe, I don't know how many it is do you want to buy. They're relatively cheap down at these low levels. And I'm not suggesting by any means that they're going to return to their former glory, but if they were to do that, we're talking a 10x really, aren't we? Pretty significant gains, and maybe you get some more. Because again, if you're thinking along the line, because there's 21 million of these, same setup as Bitcoin itself. It's still a baby in comparison to Bitcoin. There is utility to it. There is it's being used, in a variety of different ways globally. So it's not like a dead coin. It's not a dead blockchain. It is being used. It's not a nothing. But there is the idea of what's he called, Craig Wright, being a massive douche, which has always been the problem for the chart and the price itself. So you can have like a fully operating blockchain with plenty of utility to it, but if you're a massive douche, people don't want to buy it. And even Binance delisted it because they had a bit of a set to, didn't they, with CZ and Craig Wright. Nobody likes him, and to be fair, I'm not particularly a fan of him either. But I'm not buying shares in him. I'm not buying. I'm not doing any. I'm basically looking at something objectively here, and they're going, all right, fair enough. Maybe this does have a rinse and repeat cycle similar to the previous one, and if that's the case, we're looking for some serious pumps. And this one did pump seriously, even in the heat of Craig Wright being classed as a huge douche. So it still managed to pump. With or without Coinbase and Binance listings. So we've had this serious run over 100%. That's fine. We're consolidating or pulling back or basically dumping, you could say. Significant so far from the peak to where we're at right now. I don't know why I'm doing it like that. Significant peak to where we're at right now. That's a 30% retrace. And we've got all these moving averages on the daily. We've also got some on the 4-hourly that I'll show you as well. But what we're going to do first of all is measure the pullback into this, what I consider to be a buy zone for Bitcoin SV. We've got the 21 exponential where we're sitting at right now. We've got a 50 exponential down here at $36. And we'll just extend that to see if there's any sort of, I suppose, a range to think about buy zones, really. So, to an extent, you can see that there is some relevance of this buy zone. So we had at the top where we are right now, on a horizontal basis recently. Quite a lot of supports where we had decent reactions from it. Yeah, so here's one, obviously big move up. This one wicked down and managed to close here, bounce back up. Bouncy, bouncy, 2 days in a row. Bouncy, bouncy, up to a 200 simple moving average, and then kapow, just completely smashed. A recovery phase needed to take place, and then basically shot back up. So now we're above the top of this buy zone, looking to dip our toes into the buy zone, which starts at $39.40, basically $40, down to around 36, where it's something that might be considered an opportunity to buy some within this range. So on the 4 hourly, we've got a 200 exponential sitting in the middle of this, 37.6 or $37.60. And outside of that, there is the 200 simple moving average, which is below the box. Now, if we just extend this chart to see if there's any relevance to this on the 4 hourly, or if it's the daily, which is mostly the more important aspect, we don't really see too much going on when it comes to moving averages. They have been a guide. Recognize that the volume is pretty low. It's higher now than it has usually been, trading at 195,000, which is really quite small for any kind of coin. So low trading volume. And low trading volume can be your friend, by the way. You know, it's not a death curse. If you get low trading volume and then suddenly you get high trading volume, you get big moves up, like Bitcoin Cash has done in the past. Bitcoin SV, sorry. So it can be something that you can think about buying into for that reason alone. It's not completely dead. It's unpopular because there's a douchebag who's the leader of the pack. But there is utility to it. There is a halving event in 260 days or so, and we're consolidating from a 30% pullback into a buy zone. So whether you buy this now or buy it at all is up to you. I'm not saying you should do anything. But for me, I already bought it down in the 20s. But if I were to buy some more, it would be between here and here. So why not pick some more up around now? So it's not like I'm a massive believer in this or anything like that. I believe in what I see, and what I see is a consolidation, a big pullback after a large move. We've got a halving event, which should help the price along over the next year or so. Then, up to the halving event, you think about getting out or limiting your position, because most of the time a halving event results in a huge dump, because it's a buy the rumor, sell the news event, isn't it, really? And so, look, if you're looking to buy some for a hodl position for what could just be, I don't know, double your money, triple your money, 10x your money maybe, then this would be the zone to start your dollar cost average events. Now, I'm talking dollar cost average across the board for all altcoins, really, because I don't really see a problem with this bull market. It does look very much like a rinse and repeat carbon copy of the previous one. So I'm not really afraid of picking up altcoins incrementally with any drop down at this point now. I think for the long run, buy, hold, and stake where possible is a great strategy to do. Hodlers almost always win, so long as you haven't bought an absolute pile of steaming crap, basically. And I don't think this is a pile of steaming crap, despite what Twitter and everybody might think, because, of course, there is a douchebag who's in charge. Effectively, he is in charge, isn't it, really? So, but he's got, nobody wants to buy it just because it's uncool. But forget about what's cool, think about what's right, and on a short-term pullback area, this is it, and the exit point would be within the next 260 days, really, let's face it. So you'd be looking to buy here and sell within a 260-day period for profit. What's wrong with that? Nothing. So I'll leave it with you there. Thank you for watching. Hope you have a nice day. Take it easy.